Welcome to Top World Disc Golf for the exciting back nine to crown a champion at the 2025 Silicon Valley Classic. I'm Keenan Dalton, here with my co-commentator Paavo Stubstad.
What's up, Keenan? Excited to be back for this final 9 holes. We're going to get to see these lead card competitors have a second chance at the 9 holes they played on the front nine. Since this is only a 9-hole course, they're playing the loop twice. There were 3 holes in the front nine where we saw 0 birdies, so I'm particularly excited to see if any of our players can get those holes here on the back. Isaiah Oliver is going into this back nine with a 3-stroke lead over Emmanuel Torres and Aviel Gomez. And Simon Crosby's on the lead card as well. He's kind of out of contention for the win, but he's been nailing some great step putts on the front nine, some highlight drives as well. Should be exciting golf here for the back nine.
Let's get right into our second loop at La Raza Disc Golf Course. Tournament hole 10, 415 feet, par 3. We did not see any birdies on this hole from our lead group in the first loop. Let's see if these guys can get it on the second chance.
Yep, as with the 9-hole course that the players played for round 2, we have separate stats for the 2 loops, so we'll be able to compare if the field has improved or gotten worse at any given hole. This hole averaged 3.25 the first time they played it. This time around averaging 3.38, so it got slightly harder. Avi with a great drive. He's going to have a circle's edge birdie look.
Yeah, throwing the same disc as the first time. That was his boss. He's going to have an opportunity. See if Isaiah can put it close as well. He's throwing his Spark Hurricane again. It's fun to see if they change their disc selection for the second loop.
Yeah, that's right. You've got the disc info. I've got the course stats. All kinds of fun stuff to compare for a situation like this with 2 9-hole loops that we don't normally get to do.
And look at that drive from Isaiah. He goes long. You don't see that very often on this hole.
Yeah, very impressive.
Manny throwing that tie-dye TL3 again.
Overturns it just a little bit, clips those branches. I think he made a similar mistake in the first loop. This time he was closer to executing it, though.
Crosby throwing his Neutron Terra. Hits a similar part of the tree as Manny.
Yeah, and also a similar mistake to what he did the first time around. Not off by quite as much this time, but still clips the same branch. Last time he had a forehand chip shot for his upshot. Now he's looking at this spike hyzer up and over the oak trees.
Wow. Okay.
Good shot. Kind of weird ground play there, but probably gave him a more open putt, honestly, than he would have had if it stuck where it hit the ground.
Yeah, he's got a nice step putt from what we saw in the first 9 holes.
Manny just pitching up, conceding the par. Doesn't really have a chance to run it from there.
Here's Isaiah's birdie look.
Oh, just high.
Yeah, off the top of the cage. Stays close. He's just inside the C1, so no step putt. Great par save.
Yep.
So Avi has not yet putted, so he's even closer than Simon. This is his birdie putt.
Yeah, let's go, Avi. Well done.
Wow, that's a good birdie to get. How many on the day?
Well, for this second loop around, Aviel was the only one. In the first loop, we saw 2 birdies, I believe. So that's 3 for the field with 2 opportunities.
Bonus birdie for sure.
Oh, yeah. Which is something that can be said for the majority of holes out here.
On to hole 11. In the first loop, we saw Simon Crosby hit a sweet little step putt for the only birdie from our lead card. 427 feet, out of bounds parking lot, super close to the basket. Can definitely come into play on the drive if you're not throwing something stable enough. You do need to get left.
Yeah, extremely tough hole here. The first time around averaged 3.44. This time 3.5, half a stroke over par. And as you mentioned, Keenan, Simon was the only birdie on our lead card during the first loop, but he was also the only birdie in the field for the first loop. So let's see if anyone can get it here the second time around.
Yeah, obvious drive, not great. You could tell out of his hand he knew it was inside. Hits that oak tree, so more than likely he's just playing for par. Up next, Isaiah with his Z nuke.
Looks good. It's a bit straight. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Skips OB into the parking lot. He's going to be looking at a, 90-footer or so for par. Maybe a little closer than that. Oh, Manny, that's kind of wide.
Yeah, it's going to test the out of bounds as well.
Can it skip back in? Nope. Doesn't look like it's going to make it.
Wow.
Couple OB strokes from our lead card here. No one went OB the first time around.
This looks like a good line from Simon. Does it test the out of bounds? Okay, that's the closest to the pin so far.
Wow. Simon is going to have a chance to birdie this again, this time from about 40 or 45 feet. I want to say the first round he was outside the circle, but maybe slightly closer than that. And here's Manny's third after going OB, just pitches up a little forehand hyzer, and he should be good for the bogey.
Avi for birdie, giving this a little, just a safe upshot.
Yeah, you don't want to run that with the parking lot right behind it, especially on a hole that averages half a stroke over par. I mean, a par is still strokes on the field, or half a stroke on the field, I should say.
Yeah, out of bounds practically in the bullseye.
Oh, what? No way.
Oh, no.
He can't believe it. I can't believe it. I want to say there was probably headwind there that kept that putt straighter than he was anticipating, but man, that hurts. Now he's going to be putting for 5 from only a few feet closer. 2 penalty strokes on the same hole is never fun.
Save double bogey.
Oh no, just barely low. Yeah, I'd be frustrated too.
That definitely changes things with the tap in 6 coming.
Oh, look
Simon.
at that. Simon gets it again. Another step putt. And he gets the birdie again on this incredibly difficult hole 2/hole 11. What a putt, dude.
Wow, and gets 4 strokes on Isaiah.
That is crazy. Yeah, I was saying Simon wasn't really in it, but he might be. I mean, Manny taking a bogey here. Aviel's got this left for par, and Isaiah's looking at a tap-in triple bogey, so everything is changing here on this hole. And I also got to give Simon a special shout-out because once again, he was the only birdie in the field on this hole. So both times around, he was the only guy to get it. 2 birdies for the 2 loops, both by Simon Crosby. Incredibly impressive.
Strokes are flying out here for the final round of the Silicon Valley Classic. Headed on to hole 12, 389 feet, par 3. The drone is flying the up the gut route, but in the first loop, we saw some good success from the backhand turnover line. Isaiah was the only one to get the birdie from our lead group in the first loop.
Another hole that got a little bit harder here the second time around. First loop was 3.25 average. This time, 3.44.
Not a great shot by Crosby. Gets caught up pretty early. Avi's going to try that backhand turnover line with his boss.
And all of a sudden, after that last hole, Avi has a one-stroke lead. I think Isaiah's held the lead for the majority of the tournament through all of round 1 and 2 and the first half of round 3, so things are switching up here.
Yeah, looks like Aviel's going to have a birdie look as well. And Manny's changing his attack on this hole. In the first round, he went sidearm, and now he's going the backhand turnover line.
Little two-turned, yeah, that's going to cut roll. Or actually, that kind of turned into a thrower. Honestly, if that rock wall wasn't there, I think that would have ended up pretty good. I can't imagine he was trying for a roller, but it worked out all right. He's got a circle 2 putt for birdie.
And it was also at this point in the round that Isaiah realized that he forgot to retrieve his Proline Hurricane out of the tree from the first loop, so he has to change his disc choice for this hole.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So not quite as understable, doesn't have the same flight.
Simon scoping out what he can do over this berm here, just trying to pitch up and save the par.
Yep, throwing his Cosmic Neutron Stabilizer. Gets caught up.
Tiny little branch. That was going to be real close without that branch, but he's still got a chance to save the par. Yep, good pitch up there from Isaiah. He's most likely going to save the par.
Yeah, par's not bad on this hole. Pretty difficult.
Oh, good bid from Manny.
All right, the last opportunity from birdie from Avi.
Man, even when he misses, his putts are so close. I know I've said that a few times in earlier rounds as well, but his putt always looks good.
Nice.
Let's go, Simon. So many step putt highlights for him, plus the highlight of getting hole 2/hole 11, both loops. Impressive stuff. And Isaiah's good for the par. And this hole, this time around, we saw 0 birdies. In the first loop, there were a couple. This time, 0.
It's a tough line. And just a bunch of pars from our lead card. Headed on to hole 13, got the Mando on the right side, so must stay left of that. The initial part of the fairway, you do have to keep it low to get under these pine trees. And then once you get to here, the fairway starts to step down, so you do get a little bit more airspace. 371-foot par 3. Sidearm or the backhand plays here.
This hole saw the biggest improvement across the field between the first loop and the second. First time around, 3.13 average. This time, 2.81. Massive improvement. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, in the first loop, we saw Simon go pretty long and left. That one just came out a little too low and slides up 3/4 up the fairway.
And not only was there a huge improvement, but this is one of the holes in the first loop where there were 0 birdies from the field. I guess by giving the scoring average, I kind of spoiled the fact that there were some birdies this time with it averaging under par, but of course we don't know if that was lead card or anyone else. Let's see if anyone on lead card can do it.
Manny making a disc choice for the second loop. He threw the KC Pro Rock the first time. Now he's going Neutron Hex. See if he gets greater success with this disc.
Skip off the berm, little jump off the rock, and he circles edge for birdie. Not a bad drive.
Yeah, definitely an improvement from the first loop. See how Isaiah fares. Throwing his Spark Hurricane.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's probably having some mental struggles still after that unfortunate double OB, triple bogey, and then not having the disc he wanted to throw on the very next hole. Disc golf is a mental game.
Yeah, trying to get up and down now. Throwing his Glow Swarm.
This looks good. It's up there, but behind those trees. Hopefully he's framed up for a clean putt through the middle of them and doesn't have to straddle too much.
Simon just pitching up. It's fine with par. Couple birdie opportunities from the Watsonville Crush Boys coming up. There you go.
Nice putt. Avi brings him to 3 under for the round, 23 under for the tournament.
Here's what Isaiah's working with to save his par.
Yep, needs this to stay 2 strokes behind Avi, and he's good for it.
Solid. Manny for birdie to get to 21 under par.
And he does it. He is now tied with Isaiah for second place, 2 strokes behind Aviel. And so we went from 0% of the field taking birdie the first time around to 31% of the field taking birdie this time around. That's crazy, man. That's too many to even call out the birdies.
Wow, great to see the field improving on this difficult track. On to hole 14, 379-foot par 3, OB walking path on the left side. We saw a couple birdies from our lead group. Just got to make it to this shade area to give yourself a look. Avi making a disc change here. He's on the first loop, he threw his T-Bird, and now he's going Firebird.
The field also improved at this hole, 3.31 average the first time around, this time 3.06.
Needs to fade. All right, long circle 1 look for Manny coming up.
A little too much turn for Simon. Can he get some flare skip? Yeah, not really. It just came down too flat. Well, he's in position for another long stepper, although that one's pretty far. Edge of circle 2, maybe.
Isaiah also making a disc choice change, throwing his Proline Hurricane. Puts it in about the same spot, though, as the first loop.
Love it. Great drive. Aviel just over the top. And he's got some work left for the par now. Isaiah is real close for the birdie, so we could see some stroke swings here potentially, at least one. And Simon just electing to lay up, or maybe he wanted to run it and his body wouldn't let him. Maybe some flashbacks to the Berdogi, the 3-putt he had on this hole in the front 9. Aviel low on the par putt. That's going to be a bogey for him. So now Isaiah all of a sudden has a chance to take a couple strokes, as does Manny. Oh, just left side for Manny.
Yep, here's the last opportunity for birdie on our lead card. Isaiah to get to 22 under par.
Wow, and he does it. So with Avi taking a bogey, Manny taking a par, we're going to be knotted up at the top with Manny only one stroke behind. Getting exciting coming down the stretch here.
It is. I'm on the edge of my seat.
And Simon's good for the par. One stroke improvement from the front nine for him. This time around, the first time there were 2 birdies on this hole. This time around, there were 3. We saw the one from Isaiah. The others were from Maximilian Umeno and Perry Walker. Manny, little bit of work left for the par here. Focuses up, and he's good for it. And yeah, Aviel with that bogey there. Tied at 22 under par.
All right. Headed on to hole 15. As we've said previously, this is kind of a must-get birdie. 295 feet, just got to make it up over the rocks and the dirt jumps. And then you have these bushes kind of protecting the putting green, but they don't really present too much challenge at this stage in their growth. Still pretty small.
Yep, birdie or die hole, like you said, Keenan. 2.63 average the first time around, 2.69 this time. Pretty much the same.
And another little ace run from Isaiah. He did that in the first loop. Should have that for birdie to get to 23. Manny did not get the birdie in the first loop. Can he get it in round 2? Oh!
Cool little flare skip off the top of the berm there, and he's real close for the birdie this time.
Top instead of the front of the berm? Dude. That was crazy.
Crosby got this birdie in the first loop. Can he do it again?
Looks good. Oh, yeah. Absolutely parked. Don't hit your head, Simon.
That's an amazing shot. Under the basket. Much more technical backhand line.
Oh.
And hits the post.
Yeah. Still a good shot. He's still in the circle for a birdie, but could have been a little closer with a little less bad luck there, but hey, not bad. Chance for a star frame here with everyone close. Oh, nope, not anymore. Avi missing left side. The pressure.
Yeah, his putter has not been perfect this round.
All right, Isaiah gets some green on the scorecard. I guess he had some green on the scorecard on the last hole as well. Good to see him starting to bounce back from that rough stretch towards the beginning of this back nine.
And Manny's also going to tie it up with Avi at 22 under par.
Man, the lead just keeps changing on every hole. I love it. Isaiah now back in the lead where he has been for the majority of this event. But now 2 players nipping at his heels at 22 under par. And Simon at 20, still not out of it.
Yeah, it's a race for the win. Only 3 holes left. Headed on to hole 16, 369 feet. Didn't see any birdies on this hole on the first loop. See if they can get it here now. As we saw, the basket is placed precariously on this hillside. Anything right of the basket will lead to a very obstructed putt.
This one, the average stayed exactly the same at 3.38.
Oh. A little gopher killer, a little low for Isaiah.
Gopher killer. I like that, Keenan. We all know, every disc golfer knows the term worm burner, but gopher killer is a new one to me.
Maybe ground squirrels out here at La Raza. And shot from Manny looks a little right.
Yeah, not the best. Okay, so Isaiah and Manny both not clean off the tee. Aviel is going to have a chance to take a stroke. Simon as well, of course, here.
Needs to get up. Kind of going to be neighbors with Manny over there.
That line was so close to being ideal, though. I think just another foot or two of height, and he could have skidded up into the circle.
And Avi's going to throw his Firebird here.
Yeah, missed those branches. Getting some ground play. Oh, that's beautiful. What a drive from Avi.
Wow, that thing was sliding for days.
It's a different kind of disc golf out here in California with the hard pan than it is in a lot of parts of the country. You really have to know how to control that ground play with this type of terrain.
Not a great second shot from Isaiah. He's got a lot of work left to do if he wants to par hole 16.
Oh, and Manny, a little too far right on the approach, and he's going to leave himself a longer par putt as well.
Simon just laying it up. Easy tap in 3 coming. And then here's Isaiah's third shot. Also just going to lay it up and concede the bogey.
Yeah, no sense in running it from there. I imagine it was probably tempting given the fact that they're coming down the stretch here and he needs the strokes, but that could have turned into a double bogey if he ran that and missed. Manny was closer than I thought he was going to be for that par putt. He's good for it. So Avi's going to have a chance here to take 2 strokes on Isaiah and 1 stroke on Manny.
Nice putt.
He does it. Great birdie, Avi. And that birdie from Avi was the only birdie in the field. And again, as Keenan mentioned, there were no birdies in the first loop. So that was the only birdie on this hole for the tournament. Okay, Avi now with the 1-stroke lead, and Isaiah and Emmanuel just 1 stroke behind him. 2 holes to play.
Let's go. 2 more to go. Hole 17, 290 feet. Flying over the out-of-bounds area. Must make it inbounds or else it is a re-tee. Pretty short hole relatively compared to the rest of the holes. Saw a couple birdies from our lead card on the first loop. Let's see if Avi can go 2 for 2 on this hole with his Rock X3.
Yep, this is really a birdie or die hole. First time around 2.69 average, this time 2.5, half a stroke under par. And that's outside the circle, not what you're looking for on a short hole like this.
Yeah, definitely not as close as the first loop. Manny going proxy. Gets a little more turn this time. Looks pretty good.
Oh, wow. That's fortunate.
That was crazy.
He knows it.
God damn.
Got away with one.
Drop safe. He's putting for birdie. That was inches from disaster. If that didn't stay safe, that would have basically been the end of Manny's chances to win this thing. So happy to see he's still in it.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty short birdie putt coming up as well.
Yep.
Isaiah with his Top World Disc Golf SP breaker. A lot of hyzer on it.
Yeah, strange. Way too much hyzer. And that is most likely just going to be a layup for par from there, although given the situation, he might try to find a way to run it. Yeah, he's got a tree right in his way, too. Looks like he does want to give it a bid. Obviously, I guess, considering the situation. Oh, that was actually a good line. I would have liked to see what could have happened if he didn't clip that branch. He got around the trunk.
Aviel for birdie to get to 24 under par.
Ooh. Oh, just left side.
Man, that would have been the dagger.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Solid birdie putt from Simon Crosby. He's going to get to 21 under par. And this is to tie the lead at 23 under par. He gets it.
Nice birdie, Manny. That's what we like to see as viewers. Tied at the top going into the last hole with Isaiah only one stroke back. Assuming, of course, that Avi makes this short par putt here. Ooh, looked like a good putt. The basket just kind of reacted strangely to it, but in any case, he's good. And Isaiah with the par as well. So a couple birdies from our lead card here on the second to last hole and a couple pars. And hole 18 or hole 9 is no joke. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is hard. 403-foot par 3. Did not see any birdies in the first loop. And now we're going into it with a tie at the top. So it's pretty much anybody's game to win here. Bogey is completely possible here, as well as a birdie or par. So let's see what happens. Up first, Manny Torres. Going S-line PD2. It's got a skip.
Huge skip. Yeah, hits those guardian logs. That's going to maybe give him a long birdie look, depending on that tree there. He's probably in circle 2, but it might be completely obstructed. We'll see. The field did improve quite a bit at this hole. The first time around it averaged 3.19. This time 2.94. Surprising to see this hole average under par. Slightly.
Oh, Simon hits the same protector logs.
Yeah, it seems like that's what they're there for. You got to really swing it wide around them if you want to get in the circle or keep it in the air, but it's hard to keep it in the air that far into the flight.
Yeah, tough green to access. Avi's going to throw his boss again.
Get around that. Yep. Oh, and he does swing it wide around those guardian logs, and he's going to be inside the circle putting for birdie. Perhaps a tricky stance there behind that log, but a chance for a birdie.
All right, putting the pressure on Isaiah here.
I mean, Isaiah needs to birdie. With Avi and Manny a stroke ahead of him, they're both good for at least a par, so he needs the birdie here. Pretty good looking drive. Didn't quite get as much ground play as he was hoping for, but he is going to have a long birdie look. I'm pretty sure it's open from over there. Oh, not quite. I thought he was a little deeper.
Looks like he's still going to try and throw it in here.
Of course, he has to. Oh. Well, that's pretty much going to end his chances. Manny needs this birdie to put the pressure on Avi.
Can't get it to drop.
Oh, man. Yeah, he knows how important that putt was. Here's Simon. Let's see if he can end on another highlight putt.
Yeah, this is also to tie Isaiah at 22.
Oh, no. Well, he had some great highlights this round. I think he's going to look back on this and be happy that he got some of those big putts on film. And here's Isaiah coming back for the par.
Solid make.
Yep. Great tournament from him. What could have been if he didn't have that triple bogey on hole 11. That's too bad. But still, solid performance from him for the whole tournament. And here's Avi for birdie. If he makes this, he wins. If he misses, we're looking at a playoff between him and Manny. Close,
right,
but
tricky putt.
Yeah, tricky stance. He kind of has to kneel and straddle at the same time, even keep his head low. Yes,
wow.
Let's go, Avi. And that birdie right there was the only birdie for the field on this hole. Again, no birdies in the first loop, so that was the only birdie for the event on this hole, and it was to win. Impressive stuff from Aviel Gomez. Manny, solid showing as always on Top Roll Disc Golf. Comes up one stroke short this time. And Simon with the par.
There we go. First, second, and third, and fourth place on our lead card.
Your 2025 Silicon Valley Classic MPO champion, Avi Gomez.
Thank you.
Way to go, brother. Great tournament, man. Great tournament, man.
Thank you. This round and my round disc golf.
There we go. Congratulations to Aviel Gomez, the 2025 MPO champion of the Silicon Valley Classic.
Awesome stuff all around. We're going to take a look at some of Avi's highlights throughout the event here. That was his first putt on hole 1 of round 1, getting a great birdie. Got an ace run here later in the first round. He just put on a solid performance through all 3 rounds. Of course, so did Isaiah and so did Manny, but in the end, it was Aviel Gomez who was able to clutch up and make that birdie putt on the challenging final hole to win by a stroke. Here we see his chain out for ace in round 2. If you missed that, go back and check out the full round coverage. Here we see it from another angle. That was
so much chains.
So many chains for it to not stick. Honestly, he got robbed there. That should have been an ace.
Love watching these highlights, Paavo. Thanks for putting this together.
Of course.
So many good shots from our competitors.
Yeah, got to give Avi his dues. I guess it would be fun to see some highlights from the others as well, but the idea here is the winner montage, of course, so we're focusing on Aviel's highlights. Lots of great drives, lots of great putts. Solid mental game from the kid.
Yeah, so young with so much promise. He's a great player.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I think he's only 17 years old, maybe 18. So he's already, 10, 20 something rated. So it's going to be exciting to see what the future holds for this kid. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him out on tour in a few years.
This drive was so clutch. What a moment to get the birdie. And then also, final hole of the tournament, the only birdie on the day. What a way to win it.
Yeah, and that previous highlight also on hole 7/hole 16, he was also the only birdie of the day. So 2 out of the 3 final holes getting the only birdie of the event. Needed both of them to win. There it is, the winning putt for Avi Gomez, your 2025 Silicon Valley Classic champion.
And there's his dad, Santos Gomez, as well. A great caddy and team. Here's your scores from our lead card after 18 holes. Just all finishing 1 stroke apart.
Awesome to see. It was exciting down to the last putt. And here we see the top 10. You can see lead card really separated themselves from the field, but Thomas Tomaselli jumping up into 5th place there. We saw him on lead card in round 2. And you can see the rest of the top 10 there. Solid performance from a lot of competitors all around. But of course, hats off to Aviel Gomez for that winning performance in the final round. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow Top World Disc Golf on all your favorite social media platforms. And come back for more quality disc golf coverage.
Thanks for watching. See you on the course.